This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show, transcribed from Hollywood.
Moonlight becomes you. It goes with your hair. You certainly know the right thing to wear.
Hello, folks. This is Bing Crosby again tonight, as every night, Monday through Friday. Well, I have a new song for you, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, it's a new recording of mine, made for the Decca people. I made a picture called Country Girl, and there's 4 fine songs in there written by Harold Arlen and Ira Gershwin. First one is a little philosophical song. Has a nice idea in it, too, I think. It's called It's Mine, It's Yours.
Hurry, 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 and do away with worry, 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 worry. Sometime or other, brother, everybody gets his back to the wall. But simpletons, noodleheads, you're all. If you don't take advantage of my cure-all. Here's the silver moon from the sky up there, and the emerald meadow outdoors. What a wealth of treasure there is to share. It's mine, it's yours, if you'd live a dream. Oh, how precious is an imagination that soars. It can make the world we're in hers and his and mine and yours. If you want blue skies about, year in, year out, all you'll ever need in the last analysis is this. Try a cheerful song and a valentine and a sense of humor that scores, and you're never in a spin. It's a bright world we're in, and it's mine and yours. Here's a mirror-like lake to go fishing in. Here's the gold at the break of day. Here's a moss-covered well to go wishing in, and stars from the Milky Way. Here's a moonbeam that wants to go peeping in. Here's a lilt that the bluebird shares. Here's a tropical night to go sleeping in. Step up and sample my wares. Try a cheerful song and a valentine and a sense of humor that scores, then you're never in a spin. It's a bright world you're in, and it's mine. It's mine. Got to be yours.
You know, it always surprises me, even in the best of times, to hear that a lot of very interesting jobs can't be filled. From what I read in the papers, that is exactly what has been happening in the case of some really worthwhile positions with a branch of Uncle Sam's government. A short time ago, a gentleman, name of Theodore Stribert, director of the United States Information Agency, gave every one of his Washington employees a day off to recruit new workers for foreign assignments. By this rather dramatic appeal, Stribert hoped to fill positions abroad which have been continuously under strain. Of course, in this instance, I understand that the Information Agency wanted highly skilled specialists. And of course, everyone doesn't have the qualifications. Evidently, the agency wanted to get people with experience in cultural affairs, information, press, libraries, radio, and motion pictures. A lot of folks without the right qualifications volunteered for the jobs, but when their reasons were examined, it turned out that they were eager to dodge alimony payments or, just trying to get away from it all. The strangest thing to me is that with the tremendous pool of qualified people in this country, it would be any problem to encourage them to do a hitch abroad. As many of you probably know, I try to move around as much as possible. I made a good many hedge iras across the briny. Took a number of years before I was able to do this, but I've I've always wanted to travel, and so to me this job appeal smacks of the old U.S. Navy recruiting posters. You know, join the Navy and see the world. Although an awful lot of gobs have grumbled about that one as they swabbed a deck or looked out of a porthole at the city of San Pedro, California, or some other stateside port. But in this instance, the job doesn't call for 36 hours shore leave and bongo. No, sir. Although most of the assignments are in the Far East, the contracts call for a 2-year hitch in some of the most exciting and interesting corners of the globe. Now, again, I'm not trying to wave the flag, and no one has asked me to voice an appeal for the government, but in this situation, qualified personnel have a chance to serve Uncle and work in their chosen field in an excitingly different part of the world. I know there are lots of folks who are going to give me a querulous brow, maybe indulge in a little horse laugh at my expense for trying to describe a jungle outpost in Burma as excitingly different, but it is. And it can be unless you're one of those who just must have supermarkets. You've got to have elevators, drive-ins, TV, and everything else that plugs in all the time. I guess there are a lot of legitimate beefs about wading through forms, waiting for security clearance and the like, but once you're on the rolls and you're on your way to your assignment, you'll be on top of one of the greatest adventures of your life. Come to think of it, and I'm giving no guarantees on this subject, but I know a heck of a lot of girls who have made very happy marriages while they were abroad. And the same with the fellas. Not all of their mates were Americans either, I know, but this is the age of internationalism, and if they're happy, well, good for them. And now your personnel counselor turns to song. This one is called Love and Learn. Patty Andrews is with me in this. I think she does a wonderful job, and it's a very good arrangement, too, of a rather clever song, I think.
Oh, it's a dream and a plot.
It's what you think it's not. You gotta love and learn.
Love and learn, love and learn. It's a breeze and then a burn. You retreat and then return. You may have climbed the tree of knowledge, but when you love, you really learn.
Love and learn, learn a lot. It's the be and end all, then it's not.
Love and learn,
It's a dream,
love and learn,
it's a plot.
love and learn.
It's something out of seventh heaven or something misbegot.
Each morning when I count my blessings, they tally up to none. I've arrived at this, the state of bliss is somewhat overdone. Love and learn, weep and sing,
Oh, love,
till the final day of reckoning. But when arms start to cling, with the thrills kisses bring, what you have learned is you haven't learned a thing.
each morning when I count my blessings, they tally up to none. I've arrived at this, the state of bliss is somewhat overdone.
You gotta love
and learn,
in order to learn.
weep and sing,
Always a breeze.
till the final
And then a
day
burn.
of reckoning. But when arms start to cling, with the thrills kisses bring, what you have learned is you haven't learned a thing.
It's a dream and it's a plot. What you thought it was not.
But when arms begin to cling,
An angel start to sing. What you have learned is you you haven't learned a thing.
That was another song from The Country Girl, a picture that features Bill Holden and Grace Kelly along with yours truly. I have a Decca record out on this next song. It's quite a nice ballad. I hope you're going to like it.
When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all. And I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. About a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
Well, c'est fini pour ce soir, as they say on the left bank. On the right bank, too, for that matter. In other words, that's it for tonight. I do hope you can listen again tomorrow night, same place, same time.
Be sure to tune in again tomorrow night to Bing Crosby with Buddy Cole and his group, transcribed from Hollywood.